A gift or present is an item given to someone, who is not already the owner, without the expectation of payment or anything in return. Although gift giving might involve an expectation of reciprocity, a gift is intended to be free. In many countries, the act of mutually exchanging money, goods, etc., may sustain social relationships and contribute to social cohesion. Economists have elaborated the economics of gift giving into the notion of a gift economy. By extension, the term gift can refer to any item or act of service that makes the other happier or less sad, especially as a favor, including forgiveness and kindness. Gifts are often presented on occasions such as birthdays and holidays. In many cultures, gifts are traditionally packaged in some way. For example, in Western cultures, gifts are often wrapped in wrapping paper and accompanied by a gift note which may note the occasion, the recipient's name and the giver's name. In Chinese culture, red wrapping connotes luck. Although inexpensive gifts are common among colleagues, associates, and acquaintances, expensive or amorous gifts are considered more appropriate among close friends, romantic interests, or relatives. Gift-giving occasions may be an expression of love or friendship, an expression of gratitude for a gift received, an expression of piety, in the form of charity, an expression of solidarity, in the form of mutual aid, to share wealth, to offset misfortune, offering travel souvenirs. Custom, on occasions, often celebrations, such as a birthday, the person who has his or her birthday gives cake, etc., and/or receives gifts. A potlatch, in societies where status is associated with gift-giving rather than acquisition. Christmas, throughout the history of Christmas gift-giving, people have given one another gifts, often pretending they are left by Santa Claus, the Christ child, or Saint Nicholas. Feast of Saint Nicholas, people give each other gifts, often supposedly receiving them from Saint Nicholas. Easter baskets with chocolate eggs, jelly beans, and chocolate rabbits are gifts given on Easter. Greek Orthodox Christians in Greece will give gifts to family and friends on the feast of Saint Basil. Muslims give gifts to family and friends, known as Eid, on Eid al-Fitr, the end of Ramadan, and on Eid al-Adha. American Jews give Hanukkah gifts to family and friends. Hindus give Diwali and Pongal gifts to family and friends. Rakhi or Raksha Bandhan is another occasion where brothers give gifts to sisters. Buddhists give Vesak gifts to family and friends. Gifts are given to among African American families and friends on Kwanzaa. A wedding, the couple receives gifts and gives food and/or drinks at the wedding reception. A wedding anniversary, each spouse receives gifts. A funeral, visitors bring flowers, the relatives of the deceased give food and/or drinks after the ceremonial part. A birth, the baby receives gifts, or the mother receives a gift from the father known as a push present. Passing an examination, the student receives gifts. Father's Day, the father receives gifts. Mother's Day, the mother receives gifts. Siblings' Day, the sibling receives gifts. The exchange of gifts between a guest and a host is often a traditional practice. Lanyap. Retirement gifts. Congratulations gifts. Engagement gifts. Housewarming party gifts. Women's Day gifts. Valentine's Day. Promotional gifts. Promotional gifts differ from regular gifts. Recipients may include employees or clients. These gifts are primarily used for advertising. They help promote the brand name and increase its awareness. In promotional gifting, the quality and presentation of the gifts are more important than the gifts themselves, as they serve as a gateway to acquire new clients or associates. As reinforcement and manipulation. Giving a gift to someone is not necessarily just an altruistic act. It may be given in the hope that the receiver reciprocates in a particular way. It may take the form of positive reinforcement as a reward for compliance, possibly for an underhand manipulative and abusive purpose. Unwanted gifts. Giving the appropriate gift that aligns with the recipient's preferences poses a formidable challenge. Gift givers commonly err in the process of gift selection, either by offering gifts that the recipients do not wish to receive or by failing to provide gifts that recipients earnestly desired. For example, givers avoid giving the same gifts more than once while recipients are more open to receiving a repeated gift. Givers prefer to avoid giving self-improvement products, example self-help books, as gifts while recipients are more open to receiving such gifts. When choosing between giving digital and physical gift cards, givers opt for the latter more often than recipients want, and many receivers prefer a future experience instead of an object, or a practical gift that they have requested over a more expensive, showier gift chosen by the giver. One cause of the mismatch between the giver's and receiver's view is that the giver is focused on the act of giving the gift, while the receiver is more interested in the long-term utilitarian value of the gift. Due to the mismatch between givers' and recipients' gift preferences, a significant fraction of gifts are unwanted, or the giver pays more for the item than the recipient values it, resulting in a misallocation of economic resources known as a deadweight loss. Unwanted gifts are often regifted, donated to charity, or thrown away. A gift that actually imposes a burden on the recipient, either due to maintenance or storage or disposal costs, is known as a white elephant. One means of reducing the mismatch between the buyer and receiver's tastes is advance coordination, often undertaken in the form of a wedding registry or Christmas list. Wedding registries in particular are often kept at a single store, which can designate the exact items to be purchased, resulting in matching housewares, and to coordinate purchases so the same gift is not purchased by different guests. One study found that wedding guests who departed from the registry typically did so because they wished to signal a closer relationship to the couple by personalizing a gift, and also found that as a result of not abiding by the recipient's preferences, their gifts were appreciated less often. An estimated $3.4 billion was spent on unwanted Christmas gifts in the United States in 2017. The day after Christmas is typically the busiest day for returns in countries with large Christmas gift-giving traditions. The total unredeemed value of gift cards purchased in the U.S. each year is estimated to be about $1 billion. In some cases, people know the preferences of recipients very well, and can give highly valued gifts. Some value in gift-giving comes from assisted preference discovery, people receiving gifts they did not know they would like, or which they did not know were available. Behavioral economists propose that the non-material value of gifts lies in strengthening relationships by signaling the giver was thoughtful, or spent time and effort on the gift. At common law, for a gift to have legal effect, it was required that there be, 1. Intent by the donor to give a gift, and, 2. Delivery to the recipient of the item to be given as a gift. In some countries, certain types of gifts above a certain monetary amount are subject to taxation. For the United States, see gift tax in the United States. In some contexts, gift giving can be construed as bribery. This tends to occur in situations where the gift is given with an implicit or explicit agreement between the giver of the gift and its receiver that some type of service will be rendered, often outside of normal legitimate methods, because of the gift. Some groups, such as government workers, may have strict rules concerning gift giving and receiving so as to avoid the appearance of impropriety. Cross-border monetary gifts are subject to taxation in both source and destination countries based on the treaty between the two countries. Religious views. Lewis Hyde claims in The Gift that Christianity considers the incarnation and subsequent death of Jesus to be the greatest gift to humankind, and that the Jataka contains a tale of the Buddha in his incarnation as the wise hare giving the ultimate alms by offering himself up as a meal for Saka. Hyde, 1983, 58-60. In the Eastern Orthodox Church, the bread and wine that are consecrated during the Divine Liturgy are referred to as the gifts. They are first of all the gifts of the community, both individually and corporately, to God, and then, after the epiclesis, the gifts of the body and blood of Christ to the Church. Ritual sacrifices can be seen as return gifts to a deity. A Christmas gift or Christmas present is a gift given in celebration of Christmas. Christmas gifts are often exchanged on Christmas Eve, December 24th, Christmas Day itself, December 25th, or on the last day of the 12-day Christmas season, Twelfth Night, January 5th. The practice of giving gifts during Christmastide, according to Christian tradition, is symbolic of the presentation of the gifts by the three wise men to the infant Jesus. Gift-giving in general is an ancient tradition that came to be associated with the Christian feast of Christmas. In ancient Rome, gift-giving might have occurred near the winter solstice in December, which was celebrated during the Saturnalia holiday. As Christianity became increasingly widespread in the Roman lands, the custom of gift-giving occurred on New Year's Day. Around 336 CE, the date December 25th appears to have become established as the day of Jesus' birth, and the tradition of gift-giving was tied to the story of the biblical Magi giving gifts to baby Jesus, together with another story, that of Saint Nicholas, a 4th-century Christian bishop and gift-giver. It slowly became a part of Christmas celebrations in countries such as the United Kingdom. In other Christian countries, the practice of gift-giving occurs early in Advent, on Saint Nicholas' Day. Some early Christian rulers, however, interpreted the story as indications that it should be their subjects who should give gifts to their superiors, and insisted on tributes and tithes during that period. This changed around the turn of the millennium following the popularity of the Good King Wenceslas story based on the life of another historical person claimed to be a gift-giver, Saint Wenceslas. Christmas gift-giving to superiors became less common, and around the time of the Protestant Reformation, customs of gift-giving to children became increasingly widespread in Europe. The custom spread to the United States in the 19th century. This also coincided with the desire of some elites to reduce the rowdiness of adult Christmas celebrations, which in some places were tied to begging, as bands of young men, often rowdy, would wassail from home to home and demand handouts from the gentry. Another related aspect was the growing desire by parents to keep children at home, away from the corrupting influence of the urban streets. Another relatively recent change concerned the time of Christmas gift-giving. For many centuries, gift-giving took place on December 6 around St. Nicholas Day or in early January after New Year's Eve. The popularity of this custom grew after the positive reception of the 1823 poem The Night Before Christmas and the 1843 novella A Christmas Carol. By the end of the 19th century, Christmas Eve replaced early December or January dates as the most common date for gift-giving in the Western culture. With the Christmas season lasting 12 days according to the liturgical calendars of many Christian churches, a gift is given for each of the 12 days of Christmastide in some cultures, while in other Christian households, gifts are only given on Christmas Day or Twelfth Night, the first and last days of the Christmas season, respectively. Economic impact. The tradition was also embraced by retailers, for whom the weeks and, eventually, the entire month before Christmas became a very profitable period. Around the turn of the 20th century, retailers started directing marketing efforts at children in the hopes that they would entice the parents to buy more goods. It can divide the gifts given by parents into involvement in parental Christmas gift giving and giving branded items as gifts. Up to the 1970s, those 6 weeks before Christmas accounted for 80% of the toy industry's sales. RetailMeNot research found that UK households expect to splurge an average of £473.83 on presents, making far more profligate than European. It was normal to spend as much as £300 per child. Retailers predicted £1.1 billion would be spent on toys during Christmas time 2020, with an average of £105 spent on younger children. The relationship between involvement in giving gifts and giving branded items as gifts was investigated using Pearson's correlation coefficient. A composite mean for involvement in gift giving was calculated at 5.81 with a standard deviation of 1.32. A calculated composite mean for involvement in brands as gifts was 1.74 and a standard deviation of 1.09. However, if parents assuming it was normal for children to receive a lot of gifts, Note that we also made a point to shop for other kids for donations. Besides, if parents plan to give no gifts, it is because they don't want children only live in this society of consumption. They will look for other things that bring more joy to the family. In the early 2000s, it was estimated that shoppers in the US alone spend over $4 billion each day during the Christmas shopping season, with an average individual spending over $1,000 on gifts. There are concerns that gift giving during Christmas is too commercial. 70% of respondents to an online survey of 13,576 people in 14 European countries in 2016 said that too much attention is put on spending during the Christmas period. 42% said they felt forced to spend more at Christmas, and 10% borrowed money to be able to afford the gifts. Economist Joel Waldfogel noted that because of the mismatch between what the giftee values the gift and the value paid for by the giver, the gifts lose between 1/10 and 1/3 of their value. He calls it the deadweight loss of Christmas. This leads to gifts often being returned, sold, or regifted. In the 2016 European online survey, 15% of respondents were unhappy about their gifts and 10% could not remember what they had received. 25% of respondents said they had regifted their presents to someone else, 14% sold the items, 10% tried to return them to the store, and 5% returned the gift to the giver. Seniors were more likely to send their unwanted presents to charity, while those aged 25 to 34 simply threw them away. Gifts that are least likely to be appreciated rely on personal tastes, and include items like perfumes and cosmetics, ornaments, and clothing. According to researchers from the University of Nevada, poorly wrapped gifts get a preferable reaction because presents that are neatly wrapped increase a recipient's expectations. Common Christmas gift packaging materials and styles. Ribbons and ribbons. Shiny ribbons and ribbons are the finishing touch of Christmas gift packaging, which can add a sense of luxury to the gift. Usually, festive colors such as gold, silver, and red are selected. Gift boxes and gift paper. Some particularly exquisite gifts will choose to use gift boxes or patterned gift paper for packaging, and some decorations can be added to the outside, such as small garlands, sequins, or Christmas ornaments. Thank you for watching this video.